All praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rechaha Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders at the Great Millstone GMS, who rule well and who teach well. Salutations to the elect as always. Abba Ratazah, which means Father willing, so Father willing, this lesson is edifying. So inspiration for this lesson, of course, is drawn from this article that you see on your screen. Okay. So you have the President of Belarus, Lukashenko, right? And Belarus, a country in Eastern Europe that was actually part of the Soviet Union up until 1991. And unlike many other Soviet countries, Belarus has not moved as far toward, Western-style democracy. The government of Belarus is a highly centralized, authoritarian presidential republic. It's often characterized as Europe's last dictatorship. All right, but anyway, the president of Belarus, Lukashenko, he basically aired out in an interview how abominable, repulsive, wretched, and foul America, Babylon the Great, truly is. Okay? And through the Spirit, of course, it's, ultimately the Most High Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, exposing America. Okay? Title says, Lukashenko compared Belarusian dictatorship and American democracy through specific example. And I'll put the link to this news article in the description box underneath as well. So it says, in an interview with RT, President of Belarus, Aleksandr Lukashenko, compared the Belarusian dictatorship and the American democracy. I think this was put up on the 17th of April. Yep. This year, 2026. The year of sellouts, apostates, and agents. Okay. So, before I go further, let's go to the book of Nahum in the Old Testament. Book of Nahum, chapter 3. We'll start at verse 5. We'll read to 6, and it reads, Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, meaning the Lord of armies, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. Yeah. Don't you think these other countries see this? The whole world is seeing the shame of America. They're being exposed for what it truly is. Okay? Exposing a revolting behavior. Right? And it truly is a psychopathic kingdom. All right? And we are, again, in the time of it being revealed. Okay? Lift up the skirt, show the shame. All right? Of what it's all about, of what America's truly about. Okay? And get a precept in the book of Isaiah, chapter 47. Subheading says, Lament for Babylon. We'll start at the top, verse 1. And it says, Come down and sit in the dust, right, which represents confusion, O virgin daughter of Babylon, right, which is America, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. See? Yeah. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. Yeah. You see? As for our Redeemer, the Lord Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Yasharallah. The president of Belarus, right, was being interviewed, and he said what he said openly. All right, bear that in mind. Okay, he said that openly. So yeah, Belarus is pretty much an extension of Russia as well. Even their elections are rigged. Okay, got opposition, candidate. Opposition candidates often face, restrictions or arrests or even exile. All right, and they are aligned with Russia, and they cooperate militarily as well as economically. Okay, but yeah, again, you see, America's, not this tender and delicate place anymore. All right, and when the Lord comes back, man, he's gonna destroy America in an hour. It's gonna be turned into a lake of fire. Compliments of the intercontinental ballistic missiles coming from Russia, various other nations like China. All right, even America's own allies will turn on us. All right, yeah, and then chariots of the Lord, high concentrated laser beams, pelting down on Babylon the Great. You see? So all the wickedness it stands for, man, is coming out in the open. See? So yeah, Yahushua is coming back as that conquering Lion of Judah. You see? He ain't gonna come down and physically fight E like that. Nah. E has his Space Force, which really I call a Space Fast. And he's gonna try and fight the Lord in the heavens, but he's gonna come to naught. He's gonna put all these heathens down anyway. Okay. Yeah. See, America's not that great place like it once was. Look how many jobs are going. Okay. Cost of living increasing. Alright. Can't forget about the gas prices now. Amongst many other things, you know. Yeah. But yeah, man. With Belarus, yeah, freedom of speech is restricted over there. You know, independent media and NGOs, which are non-governmental organizations, you know, are labeled as extremist, or they're shut down completely. But yeah, they in Russia are part of a, you know, union state. You know, and that actually goes into the prophecy of Ezekiel chapter 38, where the Most High is... In fact, let's get it. Ezekiel chapter 38. Verse 1, and the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And say, Thus saith the Lord Power Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. Here's the point, verse 4. Alright. And I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armour, even a great company, with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands. And the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Yeah, a guard unto them is what Russia will be. Okay. But yeah, the Most High is putting hooks back into Gog. Right, Gog dwells in the land of Magog. Right. Let's get maps. Because you have Belarus to the east, Russia, Moscow, capital of Russia. Alright. You see that? You got Ukraine just south of Belarus, north of Belarus, Latvia, Lithuania, even Estonia. Alright. So yeah. So the Lord is bringing back, putting that old USSR spirit back in, into Russia. Okay. Yeah. Alright. So when Yahushua returns, he's coming in power and glory, man. He's coming in a big so-called UFO. All eyes shall see him. Alright. Scripture says that Yahushua will tear up Babylon the Great. Okay. Vengeance is in his mind. Alright. Let's go into this article then. As RT journalist Rick Sanchez noted during the conversation, there is the belief in the West that dictatorship reigns in Belarus, while the United States is a model of democracy. Meanwhile, the political situation in America does not change despite the fact that a new person comes to power every 4 years there. Really, America is a regime. Okay. It's an authoritative regime, not a democracy. Look, Donald Trump wants resources and he wants to strengthen the dollar. That's why they went to Venezuela. Okay. He's going to send boots on the ground to take over the oil from Iran if he's not done so already. Right? If he's not done so already. Okay. So yeah, man, America's being revealed. At the same time, consistent and progressive development has been observed in Belarus for more than 30 years, and the head of state enjoys the people's support. In this regard, Rick Sanchez asked a logical question, whether there really is democracy in America and dictatorship in Belarus. Yeah. Before we go further, let's go to the book of the prophet Jeremiah. Go to chapter 51. We'll go to verse 13. All right. And this is a precept to Revelation chapter 17. All right. Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 13 reads, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. America is a very covetous nation. Okay. Right, let's go into the word covetousness. Get the Hebrew word for that. Yep. Shouldn't have done that. Oops. Yeah. The Hebrew word is batazai. Batazai. Alright, Strong's H1215. Alright. Batazai. And it says profit, unjust gain, acquired by violence. Come on, man. Okay. Ill-gotten gains, man. This is what America's known for. It lies, it steals, and it kills for resources. That's what it's all about. You see? When it comes to whoever is the president of America, it doesn't matter at all who you vote for. Right? Which you're going off if you vote, by the way. Okay? Nonetheless, foreign policy remains the same. Never changes. Okay? Plunder, by extension. Gain, usually unjust, yeah? Dishonest, lucre. Alright? You are just talking about some kind of democracy and human rights. All this is empty chatter. Your policy in Venezuela, you know about that. With that Maduro thing as well. Threats to Cuba, yeah. The war in the so-called Middle East and other things indicate that you are the real dictators, that's right. You are not Democrats at all. Aleksandr Lukashenko said and gave a specific example that confirmed his point of view. Okay. He recalled that on the first day of the US and the JJ strikes on Iran, a girls' school was attacked, yeah. Which led to the death of about 200 people, mostly children. He bombed the school, for example. A school, an independent sovereign country that is located tens of thousands of kilometers away from you, and that did not threaten you in any way. You bombed the school where children and teachers, almost 200 people, were unalived. How many more people died because you encouraged Israel's bombing? The talk is about attacks on the Gaza Strip. What kind of human rights are you talking about? It's going in on America, man. See? Yeah, Lukashenko is airing out America, boy. And America's finished. It's finished. Okay. It's finished. Let's get the book of the Prophet Habakkuk. Prophet Habakkuk, chapter 2. Like I said, these devils are divided against one another, man, and that's good. Shameful spewing upon their glory, man. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 16 reads, Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. Absolutely, that's what's happening. Belarus exposing the USA for what it is. Through Lukashenko. See? So America has no high ground whatsoever, man. Alright? The head of state stressed that such a policy contradicts the main human right, the right to life. If you advocate human rights, then let a person exercise the main right, the one to life. People, and especially children, wanted to live, but you deleted them. It's just one fact that completely negates everything you have said about human rights. The Belarusian leader stated. Woo! Wow. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 49. Verse 13. Okay. And it reads, For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Bozrah shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual wastes. America is modern day Bozrah. Bozrah was the capital city in ancient Edom. So America is the capital of the Edomites today, right? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Okay. And America is their power hub. Okay. But everything is leading to America's destruction, man. All right. Verse 14, I have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her and rise up to the battle. You see, everyone will come against America. Verse 15, for lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Yeah. Get the word for despised in the Hebrew. Strong's H959 concordance number, and it's Barzah, right? To despise, holding contempt, disdain, yeah. To despise, I regard with contempt. To be despised, to be despicable, to be vile, worthless. Yeah. That's spiritual, man. Describes America correctly and accurately. Okay. The things it pushes, alphabet lifestyle. All right. You can chop and change your gender. You can be a grown man in your 50s identifying as a 6-year-old girl. Okay. Sick over there, man. Backwards. Okay. And verse 16. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord Yahweh. Ever since he started playing around in the heavens, or attempted to play around in the heavens, because you never went to the moon, and you are not going to, all right? That is a lie from the pit of hell, all right? And that Artemis 2 thing, or whatever it is a hoax. It's a lie, man. You never went to the moon, and you're not going there, okay? You know, your space station and all that stuff, okay? All right? The devil's trying to reach the bottom of the ocean. You ain't gonna do it. You're not. You ain't going to the moon, and you ain't reached the bottom of the ocean. Okay. Verse 17. Also Edom shall be a desolation, every one that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. You see? Yeah. Judgment by way of thermonuclear fire and laser beams from the chariots of the Lord. Okay. Yeah. Simple as that. Simple as that. Okay. In fact, let's get the Hebrew word for small in verse Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 15 in the Hebrew. Okay. Strong's H6996 concordance number. The Hebrew word is Khotan. Okay. Young, small, insignificant, unimportant, small, insignificant, young, unimportant. All right. Okay. So yeah. There you have it, man. All right. I've gone to the moon, my backside, man. Let's jump down to verse 18. And it says, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. Yeah, complete, utter destruction. No human being will dwell there. Only desert creatures. Right, when the lake of fire, dies down. All right. And the people of Belarus are Edomites too, of course. Now, again, you've got Israelites scattered amongst them, just like we're scattered into every nation under the heaven. Okay. But on the whole, the nation of Belarus are E. right? And them airing you out like this further proves that your kingdom is divided against itself, and a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand, right? But hath an end. Okay. Oh, and Belarus hosts a lot of Russia's weapons, ballistic missiles and intermediate nuclear missiles as well. Okay. And there's also, gigantic pressure on the Arctic, the North Pole. Okay, for security reasons, right? Because they are fully aware that Russia has the missiles to fly over and hit America. Bang, 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 like that, man. You see? So yeah, America is a horrible, filthy nation. Facts. And we're nearly out of here, man. All right? And where's Vocab Malone in all of this? Got time to mess around with us, right? Well, don't you see things like this? You see? Yeah. Meanwhile, you got people doing food challenges on YouTube and eating all manner of abominations. People eating crabs, lobster, mussels, clams, prawns, pork, of course, shrimp, wearing gloves as well. Weird, man. And then they look at us like we're weird. No, you're weird. Problem, man. The earth is in a defiled state. The waters are defiled. The things that's meant to clean the water, you take out. Lobsters feel all that pain when you're boiling them. Don't want to be eaten. It's meant to be in the seabed and all that. Backwards people, man. But you talk about having the highest IQ. Having to wear gloves to eat that stuff, and here it is, you're there wrestling with the food to eat it. How does that work? You're trying to break off all this and suck this out of whatever. Think about it, man. How does that work? Use common sense. You've got to wear gloves to eat it. Let that sink in for a minute. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 5, and verse 6. All right. That verse 4. And it says, "For thou art not a God that hath pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. The foolish shall not stand." That was verse 4. Verse 5, "The foolish shall not stand in thy sight, though thou hatest all workers of iniquity." Okay. Verse 6, "Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Lord will abhor the bloody and deceitful man." You see? And the Lord is angry with the wicked every day. You see? E is a savage, man. They are intellectually inferior and of low IQ. They exploit and impoverish people wherever they go, man. Loot from countries and just take the resources unjustly. Okay? While playing the victim at the same time. Alright? Dangerous E is one that plays the victim. Pathetic, man. Let's see some more of this. So I'm putting this in the description box. The president added that the US policy is dictated by interest, not democracy and human rights. In the case of the war with Iran, it pursues the goal of gaining control over oil and gas, yeah? You are doing everything, including through military actions, to make these interests, oil and gas, achieved. You are ready to bomb, break, crumble, regardless of any human rights. And this is the basis of dictatorship. And said, see? True, man. It's coming out with it, plain and simple. Besides, Aleksandr Lukashenko believes that there is no democracy within the United States itself. You are talking about human rights and democracy, but nothing is really changing in the country. So maybe you have a dictatorship in your country. In this regard, the head of state expressed the view that America could learn democracy from Belarus. As I said long ago, you would have to learn democracy from us. We have 100 times more of this democracy than you do. And it is real democracy, real human rights. What kind of human rights can you talk about if you unalive people? What rights a person may have after being unalived? That's a dead person, the Belarusian leader concluded. Wow, man. All right. It's another article from Reuters.com. Turkey says Iran gas pipeline contract nearing expiry. No talks yet on extension. It's put up on the 18th of April, 2026. Don't tell me Please don't tell me in order to go forward, I've got to go ahead with this. In fact, see this, the latest. The Strait of Hormuz. Iran says Strait of Hormuz closed until US blockade lifts. The ship's report attacks 11 hours ago. More than 3,400 Iranians unalived in wars. It happened. Okay. Live from Al Jazeera, traffic again at a standstill in Hormuz after Iran fires on vessels. Yeah. Okay. BBC News Live 5 minutes ago. Iranian official says talks with the US to end war have made progress, but sides far from deal. Iran-US war live, independent. Both sides far from agreeing deal, Tehran says after Trump warning. Yeah. Anyway, that's about it on that, man. All right. Yeah. So, yeah. Summarize, man. Yeah, America's going down. It's exposed, man. Filthy and a wicked, abominable nation. All right, and it has to go, man. It has to go. So with that, I'm gonna say Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rachaha Kodash, and a bad babal.